Parasite is the exotic heavy grenade launcher in Destiny 2. For the intrinsic perk, it has Worm's Hunger. This weapon fires Hive Worm, which explodes on impact. The size and damage of the explosion scales with the number of enemies you've defeated just before firing this weapon. The effect is simple. Based on the number of Worm's Hunger buff stacks you have, this weapon has increased blast radius and explosion damage. This buff does not expire unless you die. Kills from Parasite does not give you any stacks. Note that it's not equal to the number of enemies you kill like the perk says. Higher tier enemies such as Scorn Chieftain or Hive Knight gives 4 instead of 1. Every stack of the buff gives 10% increased damage, so at maximum of 20 stacks, you get 200% bonus explosion damage. Exotic trait is Worm Byproduct. Taking damage from your own worm projectile detonation empowers your weapons for a short time. If you get self-damage from the Parasite, you get a buff called Worm Byproduct for 10 seconds. While this buff is active, weapons other than Parasite gets 15% bonus damage. This buff stacks with damage perks such as Kill Clip, and even stacks with buffs from other sources such as Well of Radiance. Parasite is a single usage nuke that is in the form of grenade launcher. With 20 stacks, this weapon is capable of doing a burst damage that none can match. So in a scenario where there is a lot of weak enemies and some strong ones, this weapon probably is one of the best to be used. The problem is, after the burst, once you fire this weapon, you will need to gain stacks again by killing enemies. In other words, if the DPS is still going on after firing the initial, or if there's no enemies around for you to kill, the DPS on this thing drops heavily. In a nutshell, if you have a really short DPS window such as Atrax-1 and Deep Zone Creep, Parasite is a really good weapon. If not, it is still a fun one. Thank you for watching. I will see you on my next video.